Okay, now our next page is going to be on factoring, and this is basically the opposite of distributing. So you'll be able to see what that means in just a moment. So what I want you to do again is cut on the bold and fold on the dotted. So I will do that kind of quickly. You'll notice it's just the opposite of what we did the other day. We're going to try to see what factor we can take out of both of the numbers that you have, anything that's common. So we're going to look at common factors and try to make it look like you would need to redistribute it. So there's your factoring. So then what we're going to do here is we're going to again fold these in like this and fold in the dotted over here. And then you're going to cut on these bolds yet too. So they're flippy flaps. If you had Mr. Carter last year, he always had flippy notes. So this will be our notes here. So then you get your book and you turn the page to the next page after distributing. And we're going to glue this page in. So factoring is your title. Okay. And then we're going to glue this piece down. Okay. So then what we do with factoring now is we want to make it look back like what it looked like before. So we're going to have parentheses and we're going to say what can come out of the 6 and the 18. What's a common factor with 6 and 18? Well, 6 times 3 is 18, so 6 looks like 6 is a common factor. So on the outside of the parentheses, I'm going to put the 6. And that's actually the greatest common factor because you could also have 3 as a common factor. You could also have 2 as a common factor. But 6 is the greatest. So you always want to find the greatest common factor. And a way you could do that is you could take 6 and say it's 1, 2, 3, and 6. And you could say that 18 is 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. And you'll see that 6 is your greatest common factor. So that's the one I'm going to take out on the outside. So then if 6m is, I want to get 6m as my answer here. So 6 times what is going to give me 6m? Well, 1m. So 6 times m would give me back to 6m. I'm going to have a plus sign here. And what times 6 would give me 18? Well, 3 would. So if I redid this, this would be 6m plus 18, which is right there. So we know that we just did the opposite of distributing. We factored it back out. So over here, we got to figure out what's a common factor between 10 and 30. And of course, we're going to want the negative out of there if we can. So we'll have that on the outside potentially. So we're going to see, well, 10 would be 1 and 10, 2 and 5. So 30 would be 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 5, and that's it. So your highest one looks like 3 and 10. I made a mistake there. 3 and 10, and then 5 and 6. So 10 is your greatest common factor. So we're going to put a 10 and even a negative 10 to get this down to just n. So this is going to be your greatest common factor. We're going to put our parentheses. So negative 10 times what's going to give you n? Well, n will. That'll be negative 10. So we need to get a negative 30 out of this. So this is actually going to be a plus because the negative and the positive will make this negative. And then I need to know what times 10 is 30. 3 times 10. So if I redistribute, this is negative 10, and negative and a positive, negative 30. So negative 10n minus 30 is how I would factor that out. So with those two done for you, you have 4 to try and then check with my book to see if you understand. If you have any questions, please make sure you see somebody as well.